Some of the most creative superhero comics ever made were never published by Marvel or DC, and a few of them became cult classics before slowly fading out of the spotlight. In this video, you'll see 10 incredible books that mix cosmic warriors, haunted heroes, superhero unions, and forgotten legends that still deserve far more attention right now. If you're into comics and nerd content like this, hit like, drop your thoughts in the comments, and subscribe so you don't miss the next video. Exomawir follows Auric of Dacia, heir to the Visigoths, a warrior raised under Roman oppression. His life changes when the alien Vine abduct him into slavery, forcing him to survive far from Earth until he fights back, steals their greatest weapon, and bonds with the Exomawir armor. That escape turns Auric from a captive barbarian into a warrior wielding one of the most powerful weapons in his universe, with a scope that feels instantly epic. What makes the book even cooler is that Auric finally reaches Earth and realizes he is no longer in his own time, but stranded in the modern era with nothing familiar left behind. The 2017 relaunch, which began on March 22, 2017, pushes that scale even further, eventually turning Auric into the emperor of the war-torn alien world of Gorin. That gives the series a bigger feel than a simple armored hero story, because it keeps expanding his legend. Shadowman centers on Jack Boniface, the supernatural hero most closely tied to New Orleans in the Valiant universe. The series casts him as the latest bearer of a dangerous legacy, one meant to protect the city from horrors rising out of Deadside. That power is never treated like a simple gift, because the book keeps asking whether becoming Shadowman is a blessing, a curse, or something far darker whenever the supernatural world pushes back. The 2021 relaunch gave the character a fresh start on April 28, 2021, with Cullen Bunn writing and John Davis Hunt on art, pushing the series even deeper into horror. Valiant also highlighted Shadowman again in 2023, while promoting Shadowman: Dark A Legacy, and the publisher noted that the character's comics had sold more than 5 million copies, proving just how long this hero has survived and stayed relevant beyond his original era. Quantum and Woody follows Eric and Woody Henderson, adopted brothers whose lives collide again after a scientific disaster tied to the mystery of their father's death. Their accident gives them powers, but also a bizarre problem. If they do not slam their control bands together on time, they can literally disintegrate. That absurd setup makes the book stand out right away, because the comedy and the danger are built into the same premise. Valiant has long leaned into the joke by calling them the world's worst superhero team, which perfectly fits the comic's chaotic tone. The modern run even doubles down on the absurdity with the famous goat gag, while the original creators, Christopher Priest and M.D. Bright, returned for Q2, The Return of Quantum and Woody, whose first issue was released on October 15, 2014, giving the duo a comeback that felt ridiculous and nostalgic at once. Black Hammer was created by Jeff Lemire and Dean Ormston, and its hook is one of the strangest in superhero comics. After saving Spiral City from a multiversal crisis, a group of former heroes is banished from existence and trapped in a farming town that feels like purgatory. Instead of fighting villains in the usual way, they spend their days trying to understand why they cannot escape, which gives the series a mysterious tone from the start. That unusual setup helped the series win the Eisner Award for Best New Series, and it quickly grew beyond one title into the wider world of Black Hammer. The universe even crossed over with the Justice League, which says a lot about how respected it became outside Dark Horse. Then the saga expanded again with Black Hammer, Spiral City, a new phase that began in November 2024 with a fresh cast of heroes, proving the concept could keep evolving. Radiant Black was created by Kyle Higgins and Marcelo Costa, but its hook works because Nathan Burnett feels painfully ordinary before anything cosmic happens. He has just turned 30, his debt keeps piling up, and moving back in with his parents feels like his only option. Then he discovers the Radiant, a cosmic power that can change his life overnight while dragging him into a much bigger war. The series launched on February 10, 2021, and quickly expanded into a wider shared universe through the Massive Verse. It also kept growing beyond comics, getting an official animated short in 2022, and becoming the first Image Comics series to receive an audiobook adaptation in 2024. That makes Radiant Black feel bigger than a new title, because it already reads like a modern superhero universe in motion. COWL stands for the Chicago Organized Workers League, and that name tells you exactly why the book stands out. Instead of treating superheroes like untouchable icons, it imagines them as organized labor in a union trying to survive politics, public pressure, and enemies on every side. That fresh idea hit shelves on May 28, 2014, immediately making the series feel unlike almost any other hero comic of its era. The original run lasted 11 issues and ended on July 22, 2015, but it made noise fast because COWL #1 sold out at the distributor level and was rushed back for a second printing. A decade later, the concept returned with COWL, 1964, in August 2024, and officially joined the massive verse, giving this strange superhero union a real comeback instead of leaving it buried as a forgotten cult idea. Iredeemable was created by Mark Waid and Peter Krause, and its whole premise is built around a brutal question. What happens when the world's greatest hero turns on humanity? The answer is Plutonian, a near godlike savior who collapses into the worst possible version of himself. That one reversal gives the book its identity, because it stops being a normal superhero story and becomes a disaster story about fear and betrayal. The original series ran from April 2009 to May 2012 for 37 issues, then expanded its world with Incorruptible, a companion series about Max Damage trying to become a hero after Plutonian falls. Boom! Later announced a return to the franchise in 2023, and the property also moved toward a live-action Netflix film. That lasting momentum says a lot, because Iredeemable never really disappeared after its first ending. Madman is the superhero identity of Frank Einstein, the offbeat lead of Mike Allred's long-running cult creation. From the start, the series stands out by mixing superhero action with metaphysical philosophy, 1950s science fiction, pop music, and pure pop art weirdness. Instead of feeling like a standard cape comic, Madman turns Frank's world into a colorful playground where absurdity and sincerity somehow work together. The characters' adventures are built around movement through time, space, and all kinds of strange corners of Snap City, which is a big reason the book still feels unique. Dark Horse's Madman Library Edition Volume 1, released on July 21, 2021, highlights that legacy by collecting stories from 1990 through 1996, while Image still describes Mike Allred as the multiple award-winning creator most closely identified with Madman. Nexus began in 1981, created by Steve Rude and Mike Barron, and it follows Horatio Hellpop, a dream-haunted cosmic executioner empowered by the Merc. That premise already makes the book feel bigger and stranger than most hero comics, because Horatio is not just saving people in a city, he is carrying out justice across a far future universe while being tormented by what he sees in his sleep. Part of what makes Nexus feel like a comic lost to time is how it moved across multiple publishers, appearing through Capital, First, and later Dark Horse over the decades. Steve Rude's official site also points to the coming of Gormando in 2020 as the point where the creators took separate paths, and by December 31, 2025, the studio was openly celebrating 45 years of Nexus as one of its defining creations. Secret Identities opens with the super team known as the Frontline, inviting a new hero named Crosswind into the group. But the twist is that he is actually a mole sent to learn all their secrets. That hook gives the series its identity right away, because it plays like a classic superhero team book on the surface, while quietly building tension around deception, manipulation, and hidden truths behind every mask. The series was created by Brian Joines and Jay Faerber, with art by Ilias Kyriazis and Charlie Kershoff on the launch, and Image pitched it as classic super team action and intrigue for the 21st century. Secret Identities #1 was released on February 18, 2015. The story ended with issue #7 on September 16, 2015, and the complete series was collected in trade paperback on October 14, 2015. That was our list of 10 superhero comics outside Marvel and DC that deserve a lot more attention. Thanks for watching. Let me know in the comments which one you would read first, and don't forget to like the video and subscribe to Nerd Society for more comic book content.